The Galactic Council chamber was enormous, a spiral of shimmering crystal and metal floating in orbit around a blue gas giant. Delegates from hundreds of alien civilizations had gathered, their voices echoing in the high dome. Beings of all shapes and sizes argued in languages humans could not even begin to comprehend. At the center of the discussion was a single, urgent question. Should humanity be given access to interstellar travel technology? Humans are reckless, warned Lurkil, a tall, insectoid diplomat with translucent wings. They are unpredictable. Their ambition is dangerous. They cannot be controlled. Do not exaggerate, replied a silver-skinned envoy from the Cernathi Collective. They have not even left their system. We have time to guide them. But many other council members laughed. Paranoia, one of the smaller delegates chirped, its four eyes blinking in amusement. They are just simple creatures. They will follow our rules once they are ready. Nothing to worry about. The humans themselves did not know their fate was being debated. On Earth, they were focused on exploration, driven by curiosity rather than conquest. They had always faced challenges, climate crises, resource shortages, and internal conflicts. Yet, humans had a remarkable ability to solve problems together, to innovate when others doubted them, and to take risks that often turned into breakthroughs. Aboard the starship Intrepid, Captain Myra Anders reviewed the readings from their latest mission. Her small crew had discovered a derelict alien probe in the outskirts of the Sol system. It was ancient, over 1,000 years old, but the technology inside was far beyond anything humans had ever seen. Captain, the probe's star mapping database is fully functional, said Lieutenant Raj Patel, his eyes wide as he studied the holographic projections. If we integrate this with our drives, we can chart routes to systems previously considered unreachable. Myra smiled. Then let's do it. Carefully, but do it. What they didn't know was that this small decision, the integration of alien technology, was accelerating humanity's expansion in ways no one in the galaxy anticipated. They were not seeking power, domination, or wealth. They wanted knowledge, exploration, and the chance to connect with the universe. Back at the Galactic Council, the debate continued. Even if they are clever, we cannot underestimate their adaptability, said Tharan, a reptilian strategist. They learn quickly. They survive against impossible odds. That is the danger. A young human representative, Elena Chen, had been brought before the council under strict supervision. She had only one message to deliver. Humanity seeks friendship, not war. I ask only for understanding and guidance, Elena said, her voice calm but firm. We do not wish to take what is not offered. We wish to learn and explore with respect for all civilizations. Some delegates were impressed, others scoffed. Naive, whispered one. These humans will soon grow too fast for us to handle. Meanwhile, Intrepid made its first jump beyond the known borders. The stars shifted in patterns no human had ever seen, and the ship's crew marveled at the beauty of systems filled with gases that glowed in violet, planets with rings of crystal, and moons that reflected suns like giant mirrors. This is incredible, Raj said softly. We're really here. We're the first humans to see this. Myra nodded. Remember why we are here. Observation first, understanding always. We are guests in this galaxy. But even as humans explored peacefully, the Council's warnings became more urgent. They will not respect limits, Lurkil insisted. They will adapt faster than we can anticipate. One day they may dominate, not through violence but through ingenuity and resilience. That is worse. Some of the older civilizations remembered the stories of other species that had grown too quickly and became threats. They understood the danger of ignoring early signs, but for the majority, humans seemed small, simple, and harmless. On Intrepid, the crew had made contact with their first alien species outside Sol. The Weshari were crystalline beings who communicated through vibrations and light. At first, they were cautious, but humans, patient and curious, slowly learned to interact. Using human technology combined with the probe's data, the humans were able to help the Weshari stabilize their energy networks, which had been failing for centuries. Your methods, they are unlike anything we know, one Weshari elder said, beams of light pulsing rhythmically. You see solutions where we see only problems, Myra smiled. We just work together, that's what we do. Word of human success spread quietly through the galaxy. Some aliens noted it with curiosity. Others, like Lurkil, grew increasingly concerned. They are too clever. They do not fight, they do not conquer, they adapt and solve. This will change everything. Despite warnings, the Council continued to debate. They are still children of the galaxy, said one ambassador. Even if clever, they are no threat. And yet the humans continued their expansion. They built small stations, mapped dangerous nebulae with precision, and learned from every encounter. They shared knowledge generously with any species willing to cooperate. Their rise was silent but unstoppable. In a remote system, far from the Council's eyes, Intrepid discovered a planet rich in resources that could support life. It was uninhabited but perfect for colonization. The crew debated the ethics. We cannot claim it for ourselves, Myra said firmly. But we can use it as a research base. We can observe, learn, and maybe help if someone comes here in need. This approach, curiosity over conquest, cooperation over domination, was uniquely human, and it was precisely what other civilizations failed to anticipate. Back at the Council, the debate was reaching its climax. If we continue to ignore the humans, we may one day regret it, Tharin warned. They do not follow our rules because they do not fear them. They follow their own ingenuity, and it grows faster than we can control. But many delegates waved him off. They are harmless, they said. A minor species that will fade in time. Let them explore, let them learn. And so the Council chose inaction. Meanwhile, the humans' exploration continued. They were peaceful, curious, and tireless. Each new discovery strengthened their abilities. Each alien civilization they helped grew to respect them. And though the Council had dismissed their potential, the humans were quietly reshaping the galaxy with every jump, every alliance, and every solution they created. On the bridge of Intrepid, Myra looked at the endless stars. We don't know what the future holds, she said. But we can promise this: we will explore, we will learn, and we will do it together, no matter what anyone else thinks. Unseen by them, the Council received intelligence that humans had reached a star system previously thought inaccessible. Gasps and hurried whispers filled the chambers. Lurkel's wings trembled with anxiety. They are already beyond our control, he said. Most delegates, however, still dismissed the warnings. It is a fluke, one ambassador muttered. They are clever, yes, but they cannot sustain it. But the humans were nothing if not persistent. And the galaxy, for now, remained unaware of the quiet revolution unfolding at the hands of this seemingly small, underestimated species. The news of humanity's unexpected reach spread through the galaxy like a silent ripple. It wasn't a warning siren or a threat. It was a quiet alarm. Alien species whispered among themselves, sharing rumors of humans mapping impossible star systems, creating stable colonies on harsh worlds, and helping civilizations in ways that no one thought possible. At the Galactic Council, the atmosphere had shifted. Delegates who had previously laughed at warnings now watched in unease. Lurkel's wings twitched nervously. They are not just clever, he said to Tharin. They are transforming the galaxy quietly. No one notices until it is too late. Tharin, the reptilian strategist, nodded. It is exactly as I feared. They do not fight, they innovate. They do not threaten, they inspire. And the more we ignore them, the further ahead they will be. Meanwhile, Captain Myra Anders and her crew continued their exploration. Intrepid had become more than a starship. It was a symbol of humanity's ingenuity. With the alien probe integrated into their systems, the humans discovered ways to navigate dangerous nebulae, harness stellar energy, and stabilize unstable planets for observation and research. Each mission was peaceful but extraordinary, showcasing the unique human ability to adapt. Their next encounter was with the Kurin, a species that had struggled for centuries to manage the energy resources of their system. Their star was fluctuating, causing planetary orbits to shift dangerously. Many civilizations had attempted to assist them and failed. Myra and her team spent days analyzing the system. They worked tirelessly, using both human intuition and alien technology. By carefully adjusting orbital generators and creating energy shields around key planets, they stabilized the system without harming a single life form. The Kurin, once skeptical of humans, were awestruck. "Your methods, they do not resemble anything we have ever known," their leader said. "You think in ways that are beyond logic, beyond expectation." Myra shook her head. "We simply try to find solutions, not excuses. We work together and we respect life." Word of this success reached the council, and a few delegates began to worry openly. "If humans can achieve this, what else can they do?" whispered one ambassador. "They are growing faster than any other species we have encountered." And yet many council members remained dismissive. "They are lucky," said another. "They cannot possibly maintain this pace. Their growth will slow. Let them enjoy their small victories." But the humans' growth did not slow. Using their peaceful, cooperative approach, they began connecting distant species, creating networks of trade, knowledge, and communication that no alien civilization had imagined. They were not conquering, not dominating, but they were shaping the galaxy in ways others could not match. On a newly colonized planet, Myra walked among the research stations built by human engineers. Alien scientists from multiple species had come to collaborate. They shared technology, learned human problem-solving methods, and adapted them to their worlds. Raj Patel, observing the scene, said, "It's incredible. They are learning faster than I expected, and they are actually enjoying working together." Myra smiled. "That's humanity. We don't just solve problems for ourselves, we solve them for others too." The council, however, still did not fully understand the implications. Some delegates began lobbying for stricter restrictions on human exploration, proposing travel limits and technology control. But many others were hesitant. The humans had not shown any aggression, and some species had already benefited greatly from their help. Restricting them could cause resentment, or worse, destabilize alliances. Then, a new development shocked the galaxy. Humans had discovered a hidden system containing a network of ancient alien satellites. These satellites held knowledge about star formation, energy manipulation, and safe interstellar travel routes that even the oldest civilizations had never known. Myra's crew approached the system with caution. "This technology, it could change everything," said Raj. "We need to handle it carefully." As expected, the humans did not hoard the knowledge. They shared it with willing civilizations, teaching them how to stabilize their planets, harness energy efficiently, and improve life for all. Alien species that had been struggling for centuries suddenly found solutions to problems that had once seemed impossible. In the Galactic Council chamber, panic began to spread among some delegates. "They are already too far ahead," Lurkel said, wings trembling. "They do not take, they do not steal, they empower. That is why we cannot stop them, and it will only get worse." Tharin added, "The humans are clever, yes, but cleverness alone would not have been enough. Their real strength is their vision, their resilience, and their willingness to cooperate. That is a combination no other species has mastered." As the council debated, humans were quietly transforming alliances and creating networks that were now essential to interstellar stability. Their colonies were models of sustainability. Their technology integration made life easier for multiple species. Their reputation grew not as conquerors but as innovators and problem solvers. A group of younger aliens began to speak openly in favor of human methods. "We should learn from them," one said. "Look at what they have done for our systems. They are not like us, they are better." Others scoffed. "Better, they are humans, flawed, fragile, unpredictable." But the evidence was undeniable. Every human mission succeeded in ways others could not. Every encounter brought improvements, and every alliance strengthened the galaxy's stability. On Intrepid, Myra received a message from the Galactic Council. It was a summons, unexpected and urgent. "They want to speak with us," she said. "It looks serious." As the humans prepared to meet the council, they did not know that their peaceful, ingenious work had sparked a quiet revolution. Species that had long lived in suspicion or rivalry now cooperated because of human influence. Systems once considered unstable were now thriving. And the council, despite its pride and caution, had begun to realize that the humans were not simply clever, they were shaping the galaxy in a way that no one could stop. During the council meeting, the humans presented their approach. Elena Chen spoke on behalf of the crew. "We do not seek power," she said. "We do not seek control. We simply want to explore, learn, and help. Cooperation, creativity, and respect, these are our guiding principles." Some delegates were inspired, others intimidated. Lurkel's wings trembled as he whispered, "They are too far ahead, too influential. This was a mistake." Even those who doubted could not deny the results. The humans' colonies were thriving. Their alliances were growing stronger every day. Their technology was spreading, not through force but through collaboration. In a remote corner of the galaxy, a council observer whispered to a colleague, "They have already changed everything, and we ignored the warnings." Myra and her crew returned to Intrepid after the meeting, unaware of the full impact they had made. "I don't think they understand yet," Raj said. "We've already done more than they expected, and I think we're only getting started." Myra nodded, looking at the stars beyond the window. "The galaxy is bigger than we imagined, and it's waiting for us to explore. Let's do it right for everyone." Unseen by humans, alien leaders began to quietly reassess their strategy. Some wanted to restrict human expansion, fearing the changes they were already causing. Others wanted to join them, hoping to benefit from their ingenuity and vision. The galaxy was at a crossroads. One species, underestimated no longer. Humanity's quiet rise was unstoppable, peaceful, and revolutionary. And the Council, having ignored every warning, was now beginning to understand the truth. Humans were not just clever. Humans were extraordinary. The galaxy was changing. Systems that had long struggled with unstable stars or failing technologies were thriving. Worlds that had been isolated for millennia were now connected through networks of knowledge and trade, all because of humans. And yet most of the Galactic Council still underestimated what this meant. In the council chambers, debate had grown urgent. Lurkel's wings quivered with every word. "We cannot ignore it any longer," he said. "The humans have reshaped entire systems without taking a single life. Entire civilizations now rely on them." Tharan, the reptilian strategist, nodded slowly. "We warned them. We cautioned them. And still they were ignored. This is not conquest. This is influence beyond our control." Across the galaxy, humans continued their work. Intrepid had become a hub for collaboration. Aliens from dozens of species worked alongside the crew, sharing ideas, learning, and creating new solutions. Humans were teaching efficient energy use, safe planetary colonization, and universal communication methods. Captain Myra Anders stood on the observation deck, looking at the vibrant swirl of stars. "Each planet, each species, every life we touch is a chance to make things better," she said softly. "We have a responsibility not just to explore but to help." Raj Patel, leaning against the railing beside her, nodded. "The council may be slow to understand, but what we're doing, it's already making a difference." And it was. The Curran system, which had once been on the brink of collapse due to fluctuating star energy, now had stable orbits, renewable energy grids, and a thriving population. The Weshari, once isolated and struggling, had become pioneers of energy communication, using techniques they learned from human guidance. Even species that had been skeptical were now grateful for human assistance. The Galactic Council, meanwhile, could no longer ignore the truth. Humanity was no longer a simple, minor species. Humans had become indispensable to the functioning of the galaxy. A meeting was called, unprecedented in its seriousness. For the first time, the entire council convened to discuss humans, not as newcomers, but as equals, even as the balance of power shifted in subtle ways. Elena Chen, representing humanity once more, entered the chamber. She stood calmly before the delegates, her voice clear and confident. "We have done what we set out to do: explore, learn, and help. We have never sought dominance or control. Our growth has been peaceful, our intentions clear, and we are not done. But we also do not intend to rule. We intend to cooperate." Silence followed. Many delegates were speechless, others were uneasy, and some, like Lurkil, felt a mix of admiration and fear. "What you have done is beyond anything we expected," a senior ambassador finally said. "Entire systems have been stabilized, alliances strengthened, and knowledge shared freely. You have reshaped the galaxy without fighting a single war." Myra stepped forward. "That is the way humans have always worked. We solve problems by understanding them, not destroying them. We collaborate, we create, and we respect life. That is our strength." The council debated for hours. Some feared that humanity's influence would overshadow older civilizations. Others realized that humanity's approach was a model worth following. Slowly, consensus began to shift. Outside the council, the galaxy continued to feel the effects of human ingenuity. A massive energy network linking 5 distant systems allowed faster-than-ever communication and travel. Planets once considered uninhabitable were now thriving colonies thanks to careful ecological engineering. Alien scientists were using human-designed AI systems to stabilize their economies and resources. Back on Intrepid, Myra received messages from dozens of civilizations. Requests for guidance, collaboration, and advice poured in, and the humans responded to every single one, patiently and methodically. In one message, a species known as the Trellari wrote, "You have shown us the value of cooperation and understanding. We are in your debt, not because you demanded it, but because you gave freely." Myra smiled at the message. "That is exactly what we hoped for." As humans spread knowledge and solutions, other civilizations began to change their attitudes. Cooperation replaced suspicion. Competition became collaboration. And the very structure of the galaxy shifted toward a new model, one inspired by humanity's example. The Council, once fearful, began to officially recognize humanity's role. Policies were updated to include humans as advisors, educators, and collaborators. Their peaceful influence had become essential to galactic stability. Lurkil finally spoke with quiet acceptance. "They were warned and we ignored it, but now we can learn from them. If we follow their ways, perhaps we can avoid mistakes we made in the past." Tharin nodded. "They are not here to conquer, they are here to inspire. And that is a far greater power than any fleet, weapon, or decree." Across the galaxy, humans continued to thrive, but their goal remained the same: exploration and improvement. They were never seeking to dominate. Their brilliance lay in their vision and their ability to bring out the best in others. On a distant planet, Myra walked through a garden she had helped establish. Alien species tended alongside human engineers, planting trees that purified the air, irrigating crops that could survive harsh climates, and designing habitats that balanced nature and technology. "This is incredible," Raj said, looking around. "We're not just exploring anymore. We're helping civilizations grow." Myra nodded. "Yes, and they are teaching us too. That's the real strength, learning together." In the council chambers, the final recognition came. Humanity was no longer underestimated. They were no longer a minor species. They were a guiding example for the galaxy, proof that ingenuity, cooperation, and respect for life could achieve far more than power or domination. A young delegate whispered to their neighbor, "They were warned. We ignored it. And now, look at what they have done." Indeed, the galaxy had realized the truth too late. Humans were extraordinary, not because of weapons or aggression, but because of their creativity, empathy, and ability to solve impossible problems. Their rise was peaceful, yet unstoppable. Myra watched from the bridge of Intrepid as a fleet of human and alien ships left for a distant system. She smiled, knowing the galaxy was safer, stronger, and wiser because of humanity's presence. "Captain," Raj said softly, "do you think they'll ever understand what makes us human?" Myra looked out at the stars. "I think they already do. They just didn't expect it to be our strength." And in that quiet moment, as human and alien ships moved together through the stars, it became clear. The galaxy had changed forever. The warnings had been ignored, but humanity's brilliance could not be ignored. They had proven, without violence or force, that cooperation, creativity, and courage were more powerful than any weapon. The stars stretched endlessly before them, full of mysteries yet to be explored, and humans would be there, quietly, steadily, and brilliantly shaping the future.